that's mostly it here. I think the last question here really is, what do you feel is holding you back? We target priority to heal and kill. Explain, please.
More just like decision making. I don't know if that was like the right way to word it, but it's like decision making on when I should be doing damage, when I should be healing. I think those are like one of the main things. And then also specifically in this VOD, deciding whether or not my tank was always in a weird position for me. And I probably could have saved him more if I was a bit more willing. But I was just a little too nervous, I think, to go in when I probably could have.
Got it. Nervous of just the threats of the enemy team?
Yeah.
On you? Okay. Well, here's the thing. We talked about it, like I said, earlier in the week, so we're all fresh and warmed up. It's talking about the damage and heal. You know the weave mechanics, I assume, obviously at your rank, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not too great at using them yet, to be honest, but I am aware of it.
It feels like I have... It honestly feels even harder than BAPS in a way, just by the nature of how the healing works and how precise you have to be with your kunai, that I actually think it's a little bit harder than Baptiste's weave in Overwatch 1, and I guess Overwatch 2 now. So that is something to be aware of, is it's not like, oh, easy, you know, it's hard. Something we talked about earlier in the week was being able to utilize your Suzu correctly is entirely dependent on your ability to read the flow of the battle. But then a really underrated one is just knowing the status of your tank's cooldowns. Or really not even your tank, but like if my Sojourn has shift and she gets dove, if I Suzu that and she shifts out, you're an idiot. If you Suzu a primal right as he pops it, you're an idiot. If you Suzu a deflecting Genji, you're an idiot, right? And those are things that like, those are the low-hanging fruit when it comes to like your impact on the game that is going to separate you between everybody else. That and obviously your mechanics, that and obviously your positioning, things like that. But that's kind of what we're looking for. Your ability to mechanic well, whether it's your heal, shoot, balance, your ability to position well. And then the two things which we brought up, like I said, the Suzu, knowing your status of your and the enemy cooldowns, and then being the ability to TP. And what's a good and a bad TP is entirely based off of, do you know the positioning of the enemy team? A TP that is safe is a TP away from enemies where you know they're not. A TP that's stupid is TPing in the middle of your Genji dive when he's in the middle of their backline, right? Okay, let's, do you have any questions first off before we get started?
No, not right now.
Okay, if you do, just holler and we'll go from there. Anything super significant about your comp or the enemy comp that you see?
No, it's pretty similar other than we've got like the Sombra and the Genji, so we want to try and go faster.
Okay.
Just to give the Sombra less time to set up. But...
Okay. Well,
so like here...
That's obviously rough, yeah.
I don't think TPing was a good idea, but I don't know. Because he had bubbles, so if I had gone in, I might have been able to survive, but I honestly just didn't expect him to get blown up that quickly.
We have to judge things based off of intentions and not like the result. To play this fight, to win this fight, the only way you win this fight is by TPing in Suzu. The only way you win this fight. But the question for you is that a reasonable reaction in 99% of your games for you to be able to doing something like this? Is that a reasonable play?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I think that would be a complete troll. Now, do you want to know why he got blown up? Well, he was hacked. Like, literally on entry. There's some where there's, like, super fast rollout, insta-hack in the air, he's not able to break it, he gets blown up instantly before he bubbles. You cannot react to that. You should not have reacted to that if you had. In most situations, that would have killed you, and he would have been fine. You cannot do that. So you cannot look at that as like, oh, I should have... No.
Careful, Shimada. What's up?
Huh. Unfortunate, right? Now, my question for you: what do you think about this Suzu?
Be careful.
I think I probably could have done it sooner. I tried to get in like a right-click heal.
Yeah.
Or.
So why would you go for a right click heal there before you Suzu?
I'm not sure. I think that was just a bad decision looking back on it.
I think so too. We don't need to overthink it. I think it's just worth considering that if you're going to Suzu, then you just Suzu, because then if you're going to heal, then you probably don't need to Suzu, right?
Yeah.
You're going for the invulnerability, not the heal at that point. Okay. So a lot of unfortunate events precede this fight, precede this engagement, but okay, not the end of the world.
Strength from nature.
So
Hey.
well, we are now at the second engagement, and I feel like a cheapskate because I've got no feedback for you. Because
Okay.
I'm seeing your So here, okay, maybe this is okay. Holy cow, that's creepy. Looking through Kiriko's eyes here, but this is maybe we can work on this, and this is maybe what we can take away from it. You are, at this point in time, are down one. Obviously, yes, we're fine.
Yeah.
You're being zoned off by Monkey Bubble. If your monkey dives in this deep and is not in a position to be healed or supported without him dying for it, then you cannot support him. Now, I will say this, given the knowledge that you have now, what is maybe one minor error here about you? Like where you're set up?
Well, I mean, if I could be maybe more over at the corner, that would be good.
Yeah, I don't
Like
see...
where our Genji is.
Yeah. I don't see... You get zoned by a Sojourn E, but it feels really unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? So, like, the takeaway for you here is that when your monkey's going this aggressively, that should be creating more space for you to push up with him. Because, yeah, he's feeding, but that doesn't mean that that's a lot of heat taken off of you. It's like right here, you're backing off, but you really shouldn't be backing off. You really should just be walking forward. You know, maybe if we can break this bubble, maybe we can Suzu the floor, maybe we actually win this fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to be responding to that aggression. When your monkey is feeding, I want you to be cranking up the aggression on your end a little bit as well, because it's going to force a response on the enemy team. So there's that we can take away from it, but I will not say that you are responsible for your monkey going into this aggressively. And we see the same thing from him again. I know this is not a monkey about review, but look at this jump and you tell me what the issue is.
Oh, he's just kind of in there by himself,
Right.
And then walked out of bubble.
Right,
And...
he walks out of bubble, he gets hacked, he's dead. He could have simply played the cover, shot, zap. You guys would have been able to walk forward and support him better. So your problem here is not, I need to TP in and help my monkey when he's feeding. The takeaway is when I have a more aggressive monkey, whether feeding or not, you need to be capitalizing off of that a little bit more, okay? That's something actionable that doesn't involve you feeding to try and bail him out of jail. You kind of see what I'm saying? It's just not reasonable for you to do that. Like what you tried to do there, I understand why you tried it, but that's just, you shouldn't get in that habit. You know, you shouldn't have to get in that habit, and you know that. Okay. So this is an interesting point in time right here, okay? So a lot of Suzu usage is not like, it's not reactively, it's proactively, as I'm sure you know. So like actually right here, I was fully expecting a Suzu on this Winston. And I actually think that probably would have been the play, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You tell me why.
Looking at it, they do have the Sombra right there, who's gonna be able to hack him.
Yeah. More importantly
like
than
the
that,
main
though.
Well, they're ulting,
Right.
so he could get blown up.
So who's at risk of in this ultimate? Like who's under pressure right now? Are you? No. You guys are fine.
Yeah.
So if they push in afterwards and Primal Rage and EMP, okay, yeah, you don't have your Suzu, GG, just go next. But I look at this as like your Winston is really under a lot of threat right now, and he's gonna need the Suzu right now. He should.
Okay.
And this needs to be, I'm safe, this Suzu's coming in. This is going to prevent the burst damage on him. It ends up not being needed because I honestly don't know what the enemy team is doing. They're kind of ignoring him and going for you guys, even though you guys are too far away. But this should have been a Suzu here. You got to think about like if Fielder's playing this, he's expecting his monkey to get blown up. He's safe. He's going to Suzu that as quickly as he can to prevent that burst on his monkey going off. And then his monkey will get jump back and be able to disengage. And maybe you guys like fully kite out this Kiriko wall, which is unbelievably impactful, right? So just a little bit of anticipation here, because you shouldn't need Suzu. Like this is just sloppy. You really should not use Suzu versus a monkey size. Like this should just be backup, guys. Backup, guys. This is just a mess. You know, you guys, your weaving was poor there. Your Genji's feeding. You're not utilizing cover well. This beat is questionable, but okay, there we go. Oh. She just straight up canceled it. Oh wait, she doesn't cancel. I thought she canceled if she hits it on the cast. Is that not the case?
I think there's like a millisecond where you can cancel it, but it's really difficult.
Okay. Because I know you can't clear it, but I thought you could cancel it. So you get kind of unlucky and lucky at the same time. So I think Kiriko ultimate here is fine. Your beat just gets completely melted. EMP clears some of it. Let me watch this again. I'm actually curious why you die so fast. Somebody shoots you, I swear. Okay, I guess not.
I think it was Sojourn ult or something.
Maybe somebody shot you and then you got EMP'd and then she shot you again. I'm like legitimately, it feels like a chunk of your beat just melts. So you get an E a little bit. Yeah, no, so it's just the EMP and the decayed beat. That's it, and then you get headshot. Okay. You know what we can say here though. If we had, I wonder. This is the power of hindsight here. If we had Suzu right here, we are at 159. Right. We have had it in time. Nah, crud. My delightful little undercutting hindsight coaching was failed miserably. Okay. Okay. So you die here. You know. Okay. Cover usage could have been better, maybe, but also like you just got EMP'd and then one shot immediately afterwards. So like this isn't really your fault. However, I will say, regardless of how this fight is lost, what did you see on your end that could have been done better, even if the fight is lost regardless? What do you see?
The preemptive Suzu would have definitely been better.
Yes.
We talked about that, and then also I was sort of just in a weird position when the monkey dive came in. I probably could have been either in like one of the doors on the left or the right. I think that would have been a better spot for me to be in.
Yep, I agree. A little bit better cover, a little bit better position to start with. And then I think this. What do you think about the Kiriko ult?
I still like the idea of the Kiriko ult.
I do too.
I do think it would have been a little bit better if I was like slightly back farther, so we would have had it in the room if we couldn't have engaged.
Yeah. I think it was fine. I think the timing was fine as well. Like, I also like look at what you're doing when you look at like what you're responding to the goal. The beat, and then you still have you see the monkey. You see this guy. This guy should be dead. I mean, even if he jumps out, I mean, where's he going to jump out to? I think this guy probably melts. So I think very reasonable Kitsune. Yeah, I don't have any. Very, very fortunate from them. Ends up working out really well. So this has been a bizarre VOD, to be frank with you. There's been mistakes.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff that happened.
Been like unlosable, like unwinnable fights again and again and again. So it's all about like digging the nuggets that we can that might not have won this game or might not have won this fight, but that we can learn regardless. Alrighty. Now, this is really important. Your Lucio goes Moira. That was obviously the problem. Okay, so let's consider the situation here. What do you think about Suzu, Wes?
What do you mean using it right now?
What do you need to know about this fight?
Just knowing the Sojourn charge would be helpful.
Sure, Sojourn charge. Okay, what else? Look at the ults.
So that, yeah, they have B and Primal.
Right, so Suzu.
We're getting up to Blade and like all the big DPS ults in Primal.
Yeah. So what do you think about your Suzu? And I guess your TP as well.
Using it or keeping the TP for the Primal would be helpful.
Yeah.
As well as the Suzu if he follows.
Yeah. You don't have DPS ults to worry about, but you do have Primal B to worry about, right? Okay. Now consider your Primal too, right? That's pretty important too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously low hanging fruit here, but something to consider. Ooh, it's like right here. Do you see?
Yeah, I definitely didn't need to TP.
You didn't. You need to trust him. You need to trust him to make this jump here and then be able to primal afterwards. And then this TP having it is so important for you. And I actually feel like we're probably gonna see a Suzu here, right? Yeah, there it is. There it is. That fight losing. You know, fight losing right there. And guess what happens? They beat him. That's not an accident.
Yeah.
Better team there, like, absolutely butchers you for doing that. And you still don't have your Suzu. Look at this one. There's the Primal. There's the Blade in. So this is obviously really, really aggressive. You know?
Yeah.
And we can have a lot of discussion about whether this is the optimal play or not. I'm really not concerned about that. If you want to go for an aggressive play and dive in with your Genji and like click a bunch of heads, that's fine. If you're like, I'm gonna juke this Primal with this, that's fine. But at least you're consciously doing this, right? You're not accidentally making this decision by mistake. You're choosing, I'm going to go aggressive. This might be feeding, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, respect. Go for it. Go forth and multiply. Do your best. You know what I'm saying? What we were concerned about is not this one, but the previous one where you just weren't paying attention, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And this might be the play. That without that heals, I don't know if you guys get that blade. You know, I don't know if you guys win that fight. You might have theoretically died, but maybe you were like, I don't care if I die. This blade needs to work for us to win this round. And so it ends up.
Yeah, that was my thought. Was the blade was just the win condition, keep him up.
Right. So then we're all good with that. I don't care if you choose to be aggressive or choose to be defensive, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. Your Warriors. Oh my gosh! I knew it. I saw it in slow motion. I was like, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. No.
Yeah,
no way,
this was the weirdest game I've ever played, man. I only had time to play this one.
She doesn't jump. What is going on, man? This is the weirdest. This might be the weirdest game I reviewed since I've come back from like Overwatch League.
I wanted to get a better VOD. I just didn't have time.
Okay. But I mean, a better VOD could not. This is the perfect VOD. We're still learning, and we're just enjoying it along the way. So, this is phenomenal. Nah, you gotta be better than that. You see what I'm saying? Like, again, this if you want to get the GM1, these are the things that you're going to have to do. It's not flashy, but these are the things that you're going to have to do. You cannot get EMP there. Like, your positioning is good. Like, this is exactly where you want to be. So how on earth are you getting EMP from this? You know?
Yeah.
Like, your Sojourn should have died for that. That would have been your fault. In fact, you still might die. Yeah. That's horrible. Like an unlosable fight, really, because that EMP was not timed well.
This might have been a poor decision on my part. Actually, I think
it was fine. I think it was fine.
Yeah, I think actually thinking about it, the decision afterwards was the poor decision. Just remembering what happened.
Okay. So you got me on the edge of my seat, right? And again, we're concerned about low-hanging fruit. You're choosing to go in aggressive. You know it's a feed because you're like, my monkey is going to die if I'm not there, and you might be right. Okay. What I'm more concerned about is the previous fight, right? Or the previous like cooldown trait. All right, and then hopefully what? Okay.
See, I think I should have tried to back up in the room with a mega, and then TP'd afterwards.
That's it, 100%. Aggressive and like you got to learn. You are playing just like your stupid monkey did, to be honest with you, where you're jumping in. Okay, maybe that's needed. That was necessary, but where's the cover usage here? Where's the respect for the enemy DPS? It's nowhere, right? Like you could have, it would have been better for you to walk forward to the rock than it would have been to do what you would have done better. But yeah, I agree 100%. Tucking in here, that's the play. Wrapping around here, even you would have had all the time in the world to make that work. But okay, well, you did. So I was fully expecting like a Kitsune Rush across and just like, yeah. That would be actually really funny. I wonder if that could work. Like if you could get the Kitsune Rush speed rush and just jump, I bet you could make it. That would be hilarious.
Possibly. I know it would fall into the pit.
Yeah,
so.
but could you? But the lingering speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be the biggest waste of an ultimate, but the biggest meme. Oh, that would have been huge missed opportunity to make this VOD even better. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just blow it. You know, the fight's lost. Try and get something out of it. Okay. All right. So what are you seeing so far? What are you seeing so far in this? What are we not saying? First off, but okay. What are the priorities for you? That you are saying?
So preemptive Suzu, and also just like paying attention to if specifically if my monkey has primal.
Yeah,
because I just didn't think about that at all.
Yeah, that's a big one. I mean, that's a really low hanging fruit, and it's going to continue to. I don't know where this meta is going to shift. Whether we're going to see Orisa, whether we're going to see Zarya still, or whether we're going to see. You know, it's like, does my Zarya have a bubble? Does my Orisa have Fortify or Javelin spin? You know, like these. It doesn't matter what the cooldown is. I don't. Maybe it's a Roadhog, right? Does your Roadhog have Vape? Does your Genji have Deflect? Like, there's going to be a cooldown as long as Kiriko is relevant, where you need to know it. With your Suzu, and then obviously, like you said, just not knowing your monkey's primal, the preemptive Suzu, a little bit of the positioning around the EMP. We'll keep an eye on that one, but yeah, okay. You have any questions so far?
No.
Okay, let's continue. Orb, and we're back on Lucio. Let's look at this again. So this is one where again, I don't love this, to be honest with you. This one feels a lot less necessary than the previous ones, where I think I would have been more pleased for you to. Well, you tell me, what would have been the better play here?
I don't know. This was one of the ones that I thought was better, personally.
It's better because you're at least TPing to cover, and you've got a bubble with you, right? But it's still punishable. Okay. If you were to not
maybe
TP,
wrap around to the other side of the lion.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking as well. It's like, use this time to swing here to shoot monkey, and then you got an angle to heal, and you've got good cover to punish from here. You kind of see what I'm saying? That would be the better, less punishable play. I don't necessarily think this is necessarily a bad play. I just don't think it's the best play given the circumstance. And unlike the blade earlier, it doesn't feel like there's a real reason for this. Maybe this is just a little bit of PTSD from last first engage. But at least this time your monkey is not instantly hacked and blown up. So, okay. Maybe it's an aggressive play. You know, maybe you'll utilize that. If you got the mechanics for it, right, and you guys are playing all around enabling your monkey, okay, maybe it's okay. What do you think of that, Suzu?
I think it was needed because he didn't have bubble up, as far as I know.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I would go as far to say as you could Suzu right now, before he's even critical, right? That lines up with what we were talking about on their Kiriko rule. Remember? Why? What's going to happen to your monkey right here? There's a lot of things.
If they all shoot him, he would just get blown up.
He's going to get nuked. He's going to get murked, or he's going to get hacked, or all of the above, right? Yeah. This is all about anticipating an action and preventing it from happening. So like right now, the Sombra should be trying to hack. She's not even going to try to. I mean, I actually think your Suzu was actually late here. That's the ironic part. Yeah. He jumps up. He's in. Right here, Suzu this. Watch his HP. Watch his HP here very carefully. Let's just go to his POV. It's less blurry. Right there. You see that? That was a Sojourn shot. That Sojourn shot doesn't land. You save him at least 200 HP, 250 HP of damage if you Suzu that properly. Yeah. And you look at this fight, it's like, what do you need Suzu for? Well, that's it right there. You have your TP now, so you're okay. You should be okay. This Suzu needs to happen earlier. And I think that's what people in like lower ranks and even higher ranks, I don't think always understand, is it's not just about, it's not an immortality field. You know, it's not. It's much more than that. So stopping that threat from even ever happening, you know? Because the other thing too is, it's like, if you catch a Winston while he gets armor, he keeps his armor, he's a lot easier to heal up. If you wait till he gets burst down to 170 HP, you're never going to be able to heal him up, you know?
Yeah.
Is it good to, chat's asking, is it good to protect monkey armor with Suzu? I mean, that's not, it is good. It's not always the best play, but in that particular instance there, I think it was the best play.
Carried on the wind.
I think you could be shooting a little bit more here. I think this would be a situation where I think I wouldn't mind you kind of lining up some shots here. Obviously look for the blue glow, right? But I see no reason for you not to be shooting and healing down main right here. I'm not sure why you're playing this one so defensively, but I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, that's just the lack of confidence. This is, like I said, this is the first time I was playing in a week.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to feed.
Yeah, I got you. Well, it's all about risk reward, right? If the Sojourn has shot, if they've got a Widowmaker, you see Zenyatta charging right click, Hanzo, and so on. I get it, but there is almost no risk here for free reward, free. Like, and also, like right now, you have an edge in Kitsune Rush. You need to be pushing that edge, right? Because what's going to happen is your team's going to start DPSing, and then that gap is going to close. Keep that gap. You need that little bit of ult charge. And maybe you get a pick, right? I mean, hey, look at that. I love it when bots do that for me. Alright, nice. Okay. Their comp has changed. What do you thinking Suzu was?
I need to do preemptive Suzus for hooks.
Oh,
that's actually one of the biggest things I need to get better at.
Yes. It's all about, especially with the Discord right now. If the hack Discord Sojourn shot Roadhog hook, if your Winston gets hooked, sayonara. You're not going to be saving him. It's good. The Suzu will have to be there immediately, otherwise he is entirely dead. And then at the same time, you're going to need Suzu for yourself and for your squishies significantly less. So it balances out, right? Okay. That being said, I still want poke here. I mean, obviously their comp has more threat, but like you can still be chucking, Suzus at this hog between your heels. There's no reason for it. Ooh, the hog is in. That's okay. It's okay. So let's actually slow this one down, because this is actually a brilliant microcosm of what needs to happen. So your first reaction here is that I Suzu'd too late, right? You Suzu'd too late, idiot. What's wrong with you, right? Well, actually, why did you Suzu late? And that's where we find the real problem. Watch really carefully here. All right. Oh, shoot. You see that?
Yeah.
So why did you Suzu late?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize my Sojourn was there. I thought I was gonna be able to get behind the wall with a speed boost so that
I would go as far to say the reason you Suzu late is because you mispositioned slightly. So then you get spooked. And this isn't just ducking behind the corner. You overcompensate, right? You're like, oh, crap. I missed it. Because you walk out through here, you're like, crap. And then because you walk this far here, you don't have time to launch the Suzu. I mean, you maybe had time, but you had less time to react to Suzu, the actual hook. Do you see it? So if you position with a little bit better cover, right? Which is ironic because you've been playing super safe up until this point. And then you get a little sloppy, you almost get punished for it, you hide, and then because you're hiding so egregiously, then you miss the opportunity to Suzu the hook. Okay, kind of an interesting chain. So it's not the fact that you Suzu'd late necessarily, it's why you're Suzu'd. Like even there, like this is not great, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is not good, right? This is silly, this positioning. You should have died. I mean, this is just lost, You guys have no damage now, so. Wait, did you break hook? Something happened here. I think it was just a perfectly timed TP. Wait, I want to see this. Oh no, it was the grenade. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Great Suzu, just didn't land. Right? I mean, you know that target's gonna die. So.
I probably should have expected he was gonna try and back up. And aimed it
Yeah,
for that.
It's unfortunate. This is where we're like a little bit less concerned about you just heal botting because there is no real safe pressure to put out right now, and there's no reason for it as well considering you already have ultimate, right? Okay. So I actually don't like this that much, actually. I think the intention is fine, but I think it could have been executed better. So you tell me how this could have been executed better.
I think probably Suzuing just in case the hog was there, so I don't get hooked, would have been better.
Maybe, yeah. I also think just the actual details of how this is executed. Do you see how like the vast majority of this Kiriko or Kitsune is like how far out of the fight? So what I would actually do if we're breaking down the micro of this, which I think is actually pretty important, is let your monkey jump in, let your Sojourn ult, 3, 2, 1, go in, walk forward, Suzu the floor here, obviously, and then just throw your Kitsune Rush right here. I think too much of this duration is being wasted, right? It doesn't even get to where you want it to be. It stops here when you would want it to get all the way to here. You see? Jump, throw the Suzu, pop the Kitsune Rush on top of, you know, where you're actually throwing the Suzu, and then go from there. This is a disaster. I don't know if you guys won this fight, actually, because your Suzu or your Kiriko. Sojourn. One of the Sojurns is dead.
Yeah.
Oh, big group.
This was a bad TP.
Yes, that was a bad TP.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought he was on the other side of the wall, but even then, that was probably bad.
Okay. Bit of a mess mechanically, in terms of like the chaos of the fight, but I really don't like breaking down chaotic fights, to be honest with you. I want to see what made that fight more chaotic than it had reason to be, and it was your initial Suzu, and then it was most importantly the Kitsune Rush placement, which was not optimized. Okay. Probably okay. I understand. Like, it's tough to make those judgment calls. Those are like the gray area Suzus that we're not as concerned about, right? I think you could probably get away with poking a little bit here. Oop. I say that as right she has shot. Like here, right? I would definitely be peeking at this range. Peek heal, peek heal, peek heal, peek heal. She's just used shot. You should be fine. Especially because there's like a Bastion, I guess the Zen's not there, but Bastion Kiriko, like any sort of damage on this Sojourn Bastion Kiriko is like really, really important.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm expecting a good Suzu. Thought about it? Ah, you get it straight, nice. Here it comes. I respect it. I respect it, you know? Probably you need to trust your reaction speed a little bit more. But I respect it, right? This is what we want you to be doing, right? So I don't like how you're doing it, but this is what we want you to be doing. This is the skill that you need to be developing, so I'm not going to chastise you for trying to do that, you know? You just need to practice it more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I also think like there's a real attempt at weaving well here as well, which is good. Oh, this sucks. He dies though. And for this, it's like, especially with the nice thing about the D.Va is there's often like no need for like proactive Suzus because of the way Matrix works and how much HP she has. So you can pretty much just save it for when you really need it. Again, garbage execution, but perfect idea, you know?
Yeah.
You're a stupid twerp. I'm sorry. I guess he's just thinking the fight's like party one, so might as well just, you know. What is he doing? Just throwing it out there, man. Check out my turret, y'all. All right, cool. Alrighty. We've now gone from Lucio to Moira. Jumping off the map is Moira. To back to Lucio. Now to Zen. And surely this Kitsune Rush is going to be perfectly placed.
Oh, this is like the worst of them. I'm going to be honest.
Okay, I'm just having so much fun with this mod, man. I'm having so much fun. Oh, no!
I meant for it to go the other way, and I just
Like across the point.
I meant so I
yeah.
I just
Yeah,
pressed
that
Q
would have been
late.
good. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay, okay. Again, like we love the intention. I hope but oh my gosh,
it was so bad.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible. Okay, alrighty. So here's what we saw that VOD. We saw better intentions for the most part, but still not super clean execution, specifically with the Suzu, but also with the Kitsune Rush as well. Some bad TPs as well. I think some missed opportunities to poke. I really want to draw your attention, especially with the current meta, towards that first TP and that first Suzu. The TP that I did not think was the best play, but actually more importantly, the Suzu that was too late. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That was something that's a skill that is unbelievably important that you can be working on with that specific tank. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, the Diva swap chat is saying, yeah, the Diva swap is perfect for sure. Winston versus that conflict is alrighty. Rule still applies, right? We talked about this, didn't we? Look at your tank.
Yeah, so Zarya being aware if they have bubbles.
Right, exactly. You gotta track the bubbles. And you need to also track nowadays, I guess, the fact of, let's just play it right here. There's the bubble. Gonna be a little bit longer between bubbles now. So just a good little thing to track. It's not gonna adjust majorly, but Cheetah is a little slower, I believe, on getting those bubbles. Wouldn't Bat be better than Kiriko here? What do you think?
I think because they're running Orisa, Bap would be pretty good.
Yeah.
But I still think Kiriko's okay.
I think so too. You could also think about, like, with Kiriko, it's like you can take like super aggressive, greedy angles with this comp and never like really be punished. And also Kitsune Rush is just so strong. Like it's just it's still such a powerful ultimate. So all right.
But I'm gonna be honest, I do love playing Bap versus Orisa and
just
peppering
ASMR.
her.
It's like the dopamine kick over and over and over again. Okay, let's consider positioning here. So, what are you thinking here? Because this is rough, obviously, right? I know what you're about to do, and I really pray that you don't do it, but you're going to do it. I know you are. What should you be doing or thinking positioning-wise? So start here. Okay, fine. But then this fight has kind of like rotated out towards here.
Yeah, I need to rotate.
Yeah,
back.
you need to. I know you need to respect like right clicks and from really both the Zen and the Sojourn, but this is a much better LOS, and you can literally just turn your brain off. Literally turn your brain off here. I say literally, figuratively turn your brain off here, and just spam at head level down this choke, and you're just gonna get so much damage done. But this is you lose LOS of your Zarya, and then you're gonna have to TP on her. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Jeez. This is gonna cost you your Suzu, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty sure it does. Oh.
But that Suzu is actually so stupid, I'm not gonna lie. I thought for sure you were gonna Suzu yourself because you were out in the open, but you didn't. You should have Suzu'd yourself, to be honest with you. Better team here kills you. But then you're like, okay, you don't get punished for whatever reason. And you end up Suzuing your Zarya, who's actually like totally fine, right? She's about to get her bubble again, but obviously more importantly, like she's in cover, right? So she's fine.
Yeah.
This is really silly. Because if they push her now, you need that Suzu. I mean, especially with the Reaper too, right? That the Reaper and Orisa is like doubly value with the Suzu because you're gonna boop them back. This is just a mess. And what here's what ends up happening is like when you misplay like that with your TP and your Suzu, then you start getting pressured by this Reaper, and then you end up having to play safe, which then isolates your Zarya, who should be able to play aggressively with Suzu right now. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you should have been here. You should have been able to walk here, spam, aggressively Suzu, and screw off this Reaper. You're not doing anything. I'm not scared of you because I got my Suzu. And then this guy, like, look at the Suzu value right here. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, there's like it's just over, right? This is a disaster. I mean, it's so frustrating to me because like also if you look at her bubbles, like she just needed a few more seconds, just a little bit more pressure, and all the meanwhile you're doing no damage. So definitely need to work on. I mean, just honestly, that was like I don't know what to call that. It just felt like general play, whether it was your positioning, your TP. Like it felt like your bad positioning cost you your Suzu. Your positioning was like your TP usage was because of the positioning. Yeah, I'm not so sure. You kind of see what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah, no, I go with you.
All right. Because your comp, I think, should do relatively good versus theirs, especially on this map. I don't think their comp is better. Nice. Great discipline. There's a bubble. Sorry, I might need Suzu. Keep that in mind. Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to TP there, but she was out of range, and then
Yeah,
it was...
yeah. I got you. But do you actually see like how I'm like? I know it's easy for me because I'm VOD reviewing this, but we knew that Zarya needed Suzu here. Why? You just saw bubble, right?
Bubble,
Yeah.
yeah.
You've seen 2 bubbles. Okay, so now she's creating a metric butt ton of space. But if you're able to get this TP in here, it's over for them. And you cleanse that Discord too, right? So it's not a huge thing, but it's a little bit of a thing. Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what we could have done here. I think you could have played further forward. Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe with where our Sojourn is, like,
okay.
but...
Oh, I got it. Okay, here's the big brain play here, okay? Because this is really awkward, okay? This is where... The sad thing is this is going to be really, really hard to apply, but this is another skill. Remember when we talked about Suzu, right? You track your team's cooldowns.
Mm-hmm.
TP is the flip side, where you're not tracking your team's cooldowns, you're tracking the enemy team's positioning, really, right? So right now, you're feeling spooked, but if you were able to track the enemy team's positioning, what's on your right, how would that impact this TP here on the Zarya?
I mean, I would have been willing to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I like not even willing to do it, but you would have been willing to do it way earlier because you're like Reaper no Wraith, Zen's on my right.
Yeah, so I could have done it there.
So they're all like you could have done it even now, like walk forward and TP, and you would have been fine. There's no way you get punished for this, right? There's nobody there. They're gonna die. In fact, if you go there, that's kind of like the skill set that we can work on here. So this is I'm gonna be honest with you. Your Zarya is kind of feeding. Your Zarya is kind of doing what he was doing on Monkey earlier, where she's just running in, right? But a slightly better Kiriko here, with slightly better cooldown management, slightly better awareness of like enemies' positionings, friendlies' cooldowns, makes this TP, makes this Suzu, wins the fight. Mm-hmm. Even to the point of where like you can see their attention, so you just screw positioning, W key in, you know. Like you're just milliseconds, you know, just so close from the greatness, and it just slips right out of your hands. Okay, let's keep going. But at the same time, it should be encouraging because it's like you are so close to just carrying multiple team fights now. With just slightly better decision making, slightly better positioning. Okay, you got me on the edge of my seat. Here it comes. Reasonable. Not great, because it's not the range that you really want to be at, but okay. Right. Ah, too slow.
Yeah, I definitely could save her there.
Yep. I mean, you got to know, again, status of cooldowns, right? I know, even with the Kitsune Rush here, she's going to need this. This Kitsune Rush, bubble right here, or Suzu, she survives. Easy peasy. Reset, go again. Ah, on the beat. Ah! Depression. At least we got trance out. Okay. Oh my gosh. Got deleted. Oh no. Okay, now right now, you should know something. What should you know?
Reaper is aggressing on my Zar,
so
and he used bubbles.
Has he?
I think so. I'm gonna be honest. I can't see because it's pixelated.
Okay. I want you to jump in my Twitch stream.
Okay.
And I want you to watch this again. I mean, obviously, now that you're paying attention, you're gonna track it. But that's good. That's good. You should be paying attention. Let's start the skill set now. Okay, here we go. Watch carefully. Here we go. There's one. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If we go to the bubbles, there's one right here.
Still has one.
Right. Yeah. So if you Suzu and bubble this, I'm going to weep. I'm sensing that might be the case, though. Let's see. Oh! I knew it. My spidey sense went off. You see?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now you're dead. Right? Because what's about to happen?
They're gonna just aggress on us with Reaper ult.
They're gonna death boss him and it's over. Yep, there it is. And that's it. That's how you carry fights, right? I mean, that is a fight losing mistake, and it's such a little thing. It doesn't seem like, but obviously, I mean, you've been in GM for a little bit now. That's it. That's it right there. And I think that's actually such a poetic end to the VOD, because it is really truly like been the major theme for the VOD, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely CD usage.
Yeah, it's the CD usage around your team's cooldowns and your ability to react appropriately with your Suzu. I mean, we've seen some positioning issues. We've definitely seen some TP uses, and we've seen some Kitsune Rush. I think we haven't. I don't think we've won a single fight. We've used Kitsune Rush, which is not a great stat. Over three rounds, you would like to, the best ultimate in the game.
We won the last fight of the second round. It's just not because of the Kitsune Rush.
See, true. Actually, that's technically true. So never mind. You're right. Okay. But yeah, you see what I'm saying. It's like you have a plethora. I was concerned because the first fight or so, I'm like, first couple of fights, I'm like, crap. I don't know what to say. Like, our team is speeding. It seems like you're behaving accordingly, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. Okay, you are indeed a flawed player, thank goodness, like everybody else, and so I've got something to work with here. Okay, so what's standing out to you? I mean, we talked about the cooldown usage, obviously, but like, what if you were to put like a secondary and a tertiary and a 40-ary a focus? What would you say?
Okay, yeah. So primary cooldown usage. After that, I think just confidence in general to make plays.
Yeah.
So like that includes like poking.
Sure.
And then also, like you said, with like the walking out, and maybe I get that TP on the Zarya.
Yeah. Kind of knowing when I can TP aggressively and when I cannot. I mean, you did it a couple of times, right? The Genji Blade, I think it's the first fight in second round, where like you could kind of read this out. I didn't even like the one in second, but I had to admit it wasn't a feed. It shouldn't often, given where you TP'd and when you TP'd and who you TP'd to, and the status of the fact that their monkey had used jump, so you're probably safe. You know, kind of what I'm saying. So like, there's room for growth there, and I also really respect the confidence being a goal to improve upon, because like so many people are like, oh, I'm just not confident, but like, how are you gonna get confident? You got to kind of force yourself a little bit to kind of try in those plays, even if you're not always successful at it, and build the confidence through exposure. So I agree with you. If that is something that you need to work on, and maybe it is, go for it. Go do it, man. Do it. Even if you can't do it well, doesn't matter. Keep doing it. Keep practicing. Build that confidence. Especially like if we're gonna get into like an on a Zen meta where your direct mechanical contribution is going to be a lot more important, then you're going to need that confidence, right? You can't be scared of DPS in Overwatch 2. You have to beat them. So that's going to be important for you. Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So here's the deal. If you do have any questions, obviously my DMs are always open. And if you do get a replay code where you're like, I'm not sure how I should have positioned here, or how I should have used my cooldowns or Kitsune Rush or whatever, just shoot me a replay code with the timestamp, and I'll get back to you and give you my thoughts on it. But there's a lot of good things about your play, a lot of really good things about your play. But there's also the low-hanging fruit as well. To be clear, the cooldowns thing and really the confidence thing, and also I would even say like the TP usage, right? That is a very, very, I mean, really an impossible skill to master. Like we're talking about having 100% sleep dart accuracy level of impossibility. So what we're looking for is improvement, but the way the game is just, we want improvement, but perfection is never going to be achievable. So let's just hit the low-hanging fruit and try and reduce the number of times so that's a factor in you losing a fight. Kind of see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Keep in touch. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll chat with you later. Sound good?
Yep.
All right. Cheers,
thank you
mate.
so much.
You're very welcome. See ya.